CQ RAYNET. This is Golf 4, November Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, Golf Sierra Delta Uniform Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time. And is open to all amateur radio operators interested in emergency communications. The primary purpose of this net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions and information, and additional information can be found at the RAYNET-UK website on www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net, which means all calls are to be made to the net control station unless you are instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by if you wish to leave the net immediately. And you do this by calling in and out. If you want to leave at the subsequent turns, then please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll pause and repeat what I've heard. If you're not acknowledged, then please do try again. And if you miss your turn to call in, then I will call for strays at the end of the UK and international sections. So I'll begin taking check-ins to the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net as usual in call sign number order. So any stations with a figure 8 or figure 8 in their call sign, please call now. This is G4 and RC.
G4 RC, G8 KRC. Very good afternoon, Greg. Nice to see it's working. All I did was a reboot. It seems to have sorted it out. In and out, please, Greg. G8 KRC.
Golf 8, Echo Yankee, D8 EEY, name is Mike. Hello again, Greg.
G4 and RC, returning, I've got Phil, Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, in and out, but good to hear you, Phil. And Mike, G8 EEY, who has just come straight off a comm meeting like I have, which is why we've got all the right words but in the wrong order. Any other 8s, please? G4 and RC. For an RC, nothing heard, so let's go for 7. Stations figure 7 and their call sign, please. G4 and RC. Over. G78, Golf 7 November, Echo Hotel, good afternoon, Greg. My 7 for Victor, good afternoon, Greg. G4 and RC, good afternoon, Graham, Golf 7 November, Echo Hotel, and Dave, Mike 7 off, and Victor Oscar. Any other 7s, please? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard, so let's have 6s. Stations figure 6 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. Good afternoon, Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo. Now, please, Greg. G4 and RC, good afternoon, Chris. Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, copied in and out. Any other 6s, please? G4 and RC, over. 6 November, Yankee India, Alan, Planet RAYNET, in and out, please, Greg. G4 and RC, that's Mike 6 November, Yankee India, Alan, good afternoon to you, and copied in and out. Okay, out of the 6s is the 5. Stations figure 5 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, we don't have many 5s, so nothing heard. We'll go straight to the 4. Stations figure 4 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over.
G4 KVI.
G4 and us. Good afternoon, Chris. Golf 4 Kilo Victor India. Any other 4? G4 and us. See, nothing heard. So let's have 3. Stations figure 3 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over.
Call 3 Zulu Hotel X-ray. Ian, I was going to call you now, but I think I'll hang around to so you have somebody to talk to. T3 ZHX. Call 3 Victor.
G4 and RC, I've got Ian, Golf 3 Zulu Hotel India, staying with me. Thanks for not letting me get lonely, Ian. Chris, Golf 3 Victor Hotel, can you go again? We lost all after your call sign. So just say again your intentions, over.
Call 3 Victor Hotel, Pressing Winchester. In and out this afternoon, Greg will be listening though. G3VH.
G3VH, G4 and RC, fantastic, copied in and out, and enjoy Winchester's Christmas market since I saw it rather virtually the other day. Daughter's brought me nothing back, however, from it when she's returned home. Right, out of the 3s into the 2s, stations figure 2 in their call sign, please, especially you intermediate 2s, please call now, G4 and RC, over.
2 Echo 0, Charlie, Mike here, calling from Midway.
2 Echo 0, Charlie, Mike, Sierra. Good afternoon, Colin. Any other 2s, please? G4 and RC, over.
2E0 YPU, Taylor, South Kent, Raynet, in and out.
4 and RC, a bit of doubling there. Taylor, good afternoon. 2 Echo 0, Yankee Papa Uniform, copied you in and out. Chris, 2 Echo 0, Uniform Charlie Bravo. Just got a blip, no audio. Try again, over. Two. To Echo 0, Uniform Charlie Bravo, G4 and RC. We got more syllables that time, Chris, but lots of packet loss. I'm not sure if you're possibly too close to your hotspot, since you're accessing via hotspot. One more try, and then I'll assume you're staying on the list just so I can progress. G4 and RC, over.
Two Echo 0, Uniform Charlie Bravo, East Suffolk Raynet. Name there is Chris. In and out, please. No traffic. No traffic.
2 Echo 0, Uniform Charlie Bravo. Third time's the charm, Chris. Copied all of that. In and out, no traffic. Thanks for that. But whatever you did, third go definitely worked. Okay, dare I ask any more 2s? G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, obviously of course. Let's go for the 1s. Stations figure 1 in their call sign, please. G4 and RC, over.
Mike 1, X-ray Echo Alpha. Peter and Aberdeen.
G4 and RC, good afternoon again, Peter, another Com refugee. Golf Mike and X-ray Echo Alpha staying with me. Any other 1s, please? G4 and RC, over. G4NRC, nothing heard. So it's Mike 0 stations, Mike 0 stations, if any regional secondary identifier, please. G4NRC, over.
M0 PIR, Jordan from Exeter RAYNET. In and out, please, Greg.
G4NRC, good afternoon, Jordan. Mike 0 Papa India Romeo, put you in and out, no problems. Mike India 0 Whiskey Juliet Charlie William, would you like to try again? I've just got half a second of nothingness from you. Mike India 0 Whiskey Juliet Charlie, G4NRC, over.
WJC, returning. Just getting the hotspot set up here and it's on some guy here. He's closed the computer, but I think I've got to turn it now there.
Mike India 0 Whiskey Juliet Charlie, G4NRC, you certainly have volume that worked fine that time. Okay, any other Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, please, over?
Mike 0, Tango Mike, Andy and Cornwall, in and out. Thank you, Greg.
Zero Whiskey X-ray Golf Shirley, also in Cornwall, in and out. Thank you, Greg.
Mike India 0, Mike 0 Oscar Philip from Northern Ireland. It's good to see another Northern Irish call sign there. I will be staying with you, Greg, over.
Hey, this is G4NRC. I've got so Mike 0 India Tango Mike and Mike 0 Whiskey X-ray Golf, Andy and Shirley both in and out, but good afternoon to you both. And Philip, Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar. Okay, let's go for the Golf 0 stations who might be on the net today. Of any regional secondary identifier, please call now, G4NRC, over.
Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-ray. Good afternoon, Greg. Name is Randy from RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please, over.
G4NRC, returning Andy, Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-ray, in and out. Okay, we're not usually rich in Golf 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier, so let's just take any strays. Any UK station who's missed their turn to call in, and the UK station who's missed their turn to call in, please call now, G4NRC, over.
34 KIL, that's Alpha 6, okay.
Hotel uniforms, Foxtrot, Phil, Denny Valley, in and out today, Greg. Busy on domestic duties.
G4NRC, I've got Philip, Golf 4 Kilo India Lima staying with me, and Phil, Golf 4 Hotel Uniform Foxtrot, in and out, and yeah, it sounds like your domestic duties are growing. I saw the email earlier in the week, Phil. Hope everything sorts itself out. Okay, we've got to get another call for strays, but let's have any international liaison stations. Any of our international colleagues, usually Nordstrand of Norway, Aaron in Ireland, Aries of Slovakia, Aaron in Slovenia. Any of our colleagues abroad, please. This is G4NRC, over.
Lima Alpha 6 India Mike, in and out.
Echo India 5, India Echo Bravo. Time here, Greg. No traffic for me, so in and out.
Is G4RC. Okay, so Hans Lima Alpha 6 India Mike, good to hear you, and copied in and out. And we've had no Sunband representation on the IARU meeting yesterday, so thank you for making sure that happened. And Tom Echo India 5 India Echo Bravo also in and out, good to hear you. Okay, final call with 23 stations having checked in. Anybody who's missed their turn to call in, UK or international, please call now. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. Right, okay, today's net is being live streamed by Graham, G7NEH, to YouTube today. Past live streams and recordings are available by searching G7NEH, that's Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, on YouTube, and clicking on the sort of streams tab. Graham and I were discussing whether or not it would be worth him actually sharing a live view of me keeping the log while a net was running, and putting that on screen, just so people can see one way of doing logging and how accurately or not I'm transcribing your comments. So any thoughts on that from people? In wider news, the World Radio Conference has completed after a month of activities by the International Amateur Radio Union, supported by national societies like the RSGB. It's finished being defined as a great success because in the future programme of works, where we were afraid that bands like 6 metres might also get some challenges, no other amateur bands were mentioned in future programmes of work, so other than waiting for any final issues from 23 centimetres to sort themselves out, especially in the UK, we at least have some clarity and stability in our bands, although not necessarily the band plans. And the band plans from a UK viewpoint reflects that the Ofcom licence announcement is out, so we know we're going to have a changed operating regime from beginning of March next year. Changes were made for 7 of the 11 talking points we identified, which is good, but there are a lot of questions about some of the other details, and we're waiting for the proper contact from Ofcom to discuss the future of talk-through operations. If you've got any further comments about the licence, please express them here and I'll stick them in the log, or pass them through your ZCs to the operational support team, please. And finally, a further reminder that the reconvened EGM and AGM take place on Sunday the 7th of January 2024 at the CSSC Sports and Leisure Club in Fulton Avenue, Horfield, Bristol. Doors open, we think, around 9:30, EGM 10:30, AGM 11:30. So that's all I've got for you to start the week. Start at the top of my list with Mike, Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC from G8EY. Well, I must admit, I said earlier that the weather over here was bright and sunny and warm. Well, it's actually gone down to 8.7 centigrade. Still very high pressure, 1030, 1030 millibars. 86% relative humidity. 73% cloud cover now. So it's definitely getting darker and thicker, a bit like me. 20 mile an hour winds from 238 degrees. When it comes to the point of view of the licence document that was issued the other day, well, I think you know my thoughts on that, Greg. From G8 DEY.
Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC. Yeah, and for the rest of the class, as discussed, we have just come out of a com meeting. We did discuss it. There's the usual 100 plus pages of stuff to go through, but at least it's been recognised there needs to be further discussions about talk-through. But to me, there's a lot of other hanging things around. But for members seeking further change, please read the room, look at the Ofcom feedback so far. For all of the licence changes proposed, there is generally over 70% acceptance from the rest of the amateur community. So we do need to have a very good case to try and overturn what everybody else is okay with. Your weather comment, Mike, is a good one because it reminds me that I checked the gas storage for the UK after saying how wonderfully we were doing a few weeks ago, but we've had a cold snap since then. So from the 90-odd% full that we were, we're now down, I think, to about 65, 70% full on the gas stores. So that's my feedback on that one. Next to Graham and see how many viewers we've got on YouTube today. G798, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, G798, returning you. Good afternoon, Greg, and to all on the net. Okay, last week we had, actually I'll give you the viewers figures on the next over because I've just walked back upstairs and haven't got them in front of me. But yeah, not a lot to report this week. I'm okay with the login. I can soon integrate it into the screen on the stream. And the only other bit of news is I've got a new router all set up and running. I've gone the Ubiquity route. So that's what I've done this week. So with that, back to you, G4 and RC, G7H. G7H, G4 and RC returning. Okay, Graham, 10 questions because it didn't hit me last night when you mentioned it. Your new router from Ubiquity, wonder what its tolerance is to RF, whether it's noisy. You might comment on that next time around. Because I'm still struggling. My good old reliable Fritzbox doesn't have the anti-interference potential that the previous models of Fritz have, which is a bit disappointing. So it is a bit susceptible still to some HF. Stepping out of sequence for a moment, because he's blipped in twice, out of sequence, Mike 0 Lima Zulu India. Mike 0 Lima Zulu India. You trying to check into the RAYNET-UK activity period, over? For an RC, nothing heard, so it must be pocket dialing. Okay, Dave, Mike 7 of Victor Oscar, and still now getting to grips with your new haul of handy talkies that you got from AliExpress, and have found that one of them is capable of being made very multi-mode, Dave. Wonder if you've tried flashing firmware and stuff yet. M7ABO, G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor. Flashing the quite well. M7AVO, G4 and RC returning. Sorry, Dave, all of that was totally unreadable with me. Lots of breakup and packet loss. Not altogether sure whether it was you or me, so I'm going to move down to the next station and see if we get a similar report. Which takes me down to Chris. Golf 4 Kilo Victor India, G4 and RC, over.
Yes, okay, from G for KVI. They say first time caller, and the previous station, yes, I'm showing 67% packet loss on my hotspot. Yes, a first time caller. I've actually managed to get this system working, so quite pleased with that. The only comment I've got is I assume everyone's seen all the sensational headlines that are appearing about the solar flares that are carrying on at the moment, that there will be massive widespread power cuts and disruptions to railways. So that was my rather wake up this morning and be quite amused at all that. Apart from that, nothing else at the moment. G for KVI.
G4 KVI, G4 NRC, well, welcome to the net, and yes, good call, that solar flare, which one was that one? That was the X2.8 flare, which was Thursday night, and it should lead to a coronal mass ejection, which should hit us in the next day or so. Yes, there's always going to be some sensationalisation of this. X2.8, however, it's a logarithmic scale. I think the highest recorded is something like a 14, an X14, so there's a long way to go, but there is an increased awareness of space weather effects. It does just depend on which newspaper you read as to whether or not the sky's falling or not. But people in lower latitudes might get to see some nice aurora, which would be nice if we could get past the local light pollution. So, yeah, HF operations might get interesting. Shouldn't affect a lot of things at that level. I think X2.8, you expect about 10 or 11 of them every solar cycle anyway. Okay, thanks for that. Next to Ian, Golf 3 Zulu Hotel India, G4 NRC, over.
Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray. Afternoon, Greg, and everybody else. Yes, I'd like to see the logging on the net. I'm watching Graham's channel now, and I've checked the audio, and it's better than the audio on this set, but the time delay would make it impossible for me to use. So I've got the sound turned down on the TV, and I'm just watching it to see what's going on. It's nice to be able to see my own error rate on the GB7WX dashboard. Obviously, I don't get a meaningful packet loss figure here. So with that, I'll hand it back to you. G4NRC, this is G3ZH X-Ray.
Well, let's try that again without the finger slipping off the PTT. Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray, G4 NRC. Yeah, I think I fell into a human error trap of having the previous two call signs ending in India. I just carried on down like that. You'll also note I have no adult supervision today because Trevor's not in the net, so I'm having to do my own logging. So another one in favour of that, and it is nice to see the feedback. My personal feedback at the moment is I have one hotspot going out, which I don't monitor. I look at the RAYNET-UK dashboard to see him making it to our server, and then I have something watching Brandmeister to confirm the bridge is working on the return, but I don't generally look at error rates. Okay, next to Colin, so Echo Zero, Charlie Mike Sierra, G4 and RC, over.
Yeah, from 2E0 CMS, yeah, season's greetings to all. I've just seen a text on the YouTube chat from Dave M7AVO saying that he's swapped over to Fusion and a different hotspot, so probably worth calling him back in a minute. But there's not a lot this week. We've had our annual general meeting, and I'm still controller for another year. Apart from that, I'm not going to make any comments on the licence proposals and things like that. There's not enough time in the day for the replies for that. So I'll pass it back to you, G4NRC 2E0 CMS.
To Echo Zero, Charlie Mike Sierra, G4NRC returning. Yeah, I think Dave's just put something equivalent on our WhatsApp chat as he's made a change. Congratulations, I think that's still the term for remaining controller of your local group, and glad the AGM went off okay. With regard to licensing, I'm just loving that we've got this response period that goes through, we can have more representations until the 22nd of January. But Christmas takes out a lump in the middle of that, which is going to make getting something put together a little bit difficult, in the politest way. Okay, next to another com refugee, Peter, Golf Mike 1 X-Ray Echo Alpha, G4NRC.
I'm 1XCA. Yes, good afternoon all. Well, the DMR net is doing what it is intended to do. Let me find out that one of my hotspots has died. I think it's the pie in the guts of it, so that'll be another little chore to sort out. And, yes, obviously, we've been discussing Ofcom's license thing earlier today. Not really a lot to report from up here, except to make Mike totally jealous. My outside thermometer sitting there telling me it's 11 degrees, which for this area is ridiculously warm, but no doubt it's working up to doing something nasty later. I put it back to you, Greg.
On X-Ray Echo Alpha, G4NRC returning. Okay, you reveal another public service announcement we have to make from time to time, especially for new people joining DMR on the net, and that is that your hotspots are not immortal, and the SD cards inside them even less so. So, yeah, you've got one that died. My duplex hotspot, which was messing about because the battery as part of the UPS was dying. Now I've taken the UPS out of circuit. Now seems to be revealing an SD card fault, because if you've signed appropriately, you will get emails from Guy's server letting you know if your hotspot is trying to re-register too often to the system, which is a sign of a failing SD card. So if you do get that kind of message, don't ignore it. Please at least trend it, and when they get too frequent, you probably need to find a new SD card. Right, we've got 1, 2, 3 left on the net for this round. So William, Mike India 0, Whiskey Juliet Charlie, G4NRC, over.
MA0WJC, here, Korean, operator William. Definitely nice to hear the net going well there. First time listening in there tonight on DMR. Thank you.
India 0, Whiskey Juliet Charlie. Yeah, I can see you coming in through Brandmeister. I haven't got an account on the RAYNET system yet, but I'm sure Philip will guide accordingly as required. It's good to hear you. I was going to go on a different path with this, but it's dropped out of my head. No, it hasn't. 23 check-ins is actually quite a reasonable size net. Anything around 17 is normal for this. So any extra faces just means I have to put more lines in the bottom of the log sheet, which is a good thing. Right, next is Philip. Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC, Mike India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar return. Yes, good to hear. John on the net there. I've been trying to encourage a few more over here to join the net, so you may have to add more lines over the next few weeks onto that log sheet of yours. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you can log and do the net control at the same time. I thought we couldn't multitask, but there you go. We'll be interested to know what's happening or what we're thinking of as a response to the Ofcom consultation. But I'm wondering if Spectrum 4 is going to get together before that date 2 was happening here. Nothing as yet, Craig. And good to hear you come straight out of a committee of management meeting and do the net for 3 or 4 years. I believe it was quite a good COM meeting, but more on that in the future, hopefully. I got a quick re-insight on something, so not much to report this week here. No major changes. looking forward to a bit of time off over Christmas to build my portable system for the Starlink. I think I have all the bits and pieces now. I just need to get it built so I can run it off the 12-volt battery. Okay, back to you, Greg, from MI0 MSO.
India 0, Mike Sierra Oscar G4 and RC. Well, right, we'll try this way round. G4 and RC getting back into the RAYNET server. Apologies, seems to be a problem from one hotspot back into the rest of the system then. Successful com meeting when your name was mentioned so much, Philip, that could backfire on you. RSGB Spectra Forum, well, now that some of them get back from Dubai and the WRC, we will note what's going on. I'm not sure if we will get a meeting though beforehand. And the feedback will probably still be that there's some definitions which look a little strange, and talker is obviously a big concern for RAYNET groups. However, I look forward to hearing more from you in future months about your portable Starlink system. Right, Philip's the last one on the call before we go back to the top of the list. G4KIL, G4 and RC, over.
Or NRC from G4KIL, yes, they're great. The reason I came up out of sequence there was I had tried accessing originally via the my Editone crossband from FM, and although I thought it worked earlier, with some difficulty it didn't seem to get it at all. I'm just going to dekey and try it again now, won't we?
Yeah, go ahead.
From G4KIL, no, it doesn't look like it's going to play ball at all with that now. Let me just make sure I'm not doubling. From G4KIL, no, it looks like I'm clear. Yeah, I did look like it was access originally. That was on the Brandmeister frequency, a talk group rather than the other one. But because I thought that might work anyway, it didn't seem to. Not to worry, more experimentation needed there. Other things I was going to talk about was, well, just comment on next week and the 31st. I may be around. I think we're saying there's probably no formal net on either of those evenings, those afternoons, those two Sundays, but I may be around. I hope to be up for the RPF one on Thursday. I should be free for that one. That was first Thursday this month, I think. And then the first as well. I think there's some discussion about whether that would be at the 2 o'clock or whether it would go to the evening. I'm probably free for either of those. And then once we get into January, which is on a Sunday, I may well come up on the using club call signed, probably G1WOR. And work via the flex radio there, so I can work from where I live rather than where I have the radio station set up for HF. Then in February we're on to Thursday for starting first, and then Wednesdays for the rest of it. So unfortunately Wednesdays are not going to be too good. Right, I think that's enough waffle from me. G4, and I'll see G4KIL.
G4 and RC returning. Okay, so net on the 24th, yeah, quite likely probably I'll still do it on the 1600 on that time. Your comments or question about HF nets for the rest of the class, depending on the day of the week, the HF net changes time. If it's a bank holiday or a weekend, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, not otherwise it's 8 o'clock in the evening. But for major things like New Year's Day, where people are having lunches, difficult, so it all gets a little bit more freeform. We will announce through the appropriate mailing lists. One comment about the needing more lines in the log is that we start to bump into my desire to get to the basketball game. So the bigger the net it gets, the more it gets put back on the naughty stack, and I'm sure they won't move the whole fixture calendar back by another half hour to accommodate me anymore, so we'll have to see what happens. Right, so let's go around for any final thoughts and any further comments. Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC from G8EY. I've had lots of further thoughts, so I'll keep it to myself. One thing that did cross my mind is that, of course, we could always run two separate radios, both as remote stations. I presume that's okay. Whether they would end up talking to each other by accident somewhere, yeah, well. Anyway, thanks for running the net, Greg. I'll leave you in peace to carry on with everybody else from G8EY.
Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G4 and RC returning. Probably. It's a permissive license again. What we probably do need to counsel, caution everybody with is there will be a great fiesta once the new license conditions come in and people try doing new things, but it all settles down in the end. So it could be a summer of fun as people adapt to their new situations for license permissions, etc. And the more people ask questions, the more Ofcom will restrict the freedoms we've just been given in some areas. So just be careful what you wish for. Before we move down to Graham and YouTube, an extra plea, kind of beating him to it. If you could like, comment, or do something on his video stream. I know some other nets around the planet do ask for callbacks or people to note on the website if they listened but didn't actually take part in the net, just so we know who our audience is. While I know we've got 23 stations checked in today and probably another 5 or 10 on the YouTube. It'd be nice to get a good audit sometime of how many we've got. Right, G7 and the HG for an RC over. G4 and RC, G7 and the H, yeah, okay, Greg, no problem. So last week's net was 27 views and 7 likes, which is good. And regarding the RF shielding on the new router, I'm not sure yet because I haven't tried it. But it can't be any worse than the BT one. At least all it's enclosed in metal rather than plastic. So I don't know. Time will tell. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. And for those watching the screen, or watching the stream, should I say, I've just built another screen to show, which shows the SDR Connect and DSD audio plus audio, streaming the audio from the SDR Play. So I will put that up in a moment for you to have a look at and leave it up for a minute or so. And again, just to thank Greg for doing the net. And yeah, please leave a comment. They all get read and viewed. And there we go. And not sure we're having a net next week, being Christmas Eve. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and all the best for the New Year. G4 and RC, G7 and the H. G7 and the H, G4 and RC. Okay, where am I going with this one? Right, okay, people do please give feedback on who are watching YouTube, give Graham feedback on his changes. And yeah, it's Christmas Eve. I think I'm going to be around, but I won't really know what my plans are until Tuesday at best. So we'll see how it works out. Right, let's see if Dave's switch to Fusion has helped. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 and RC. Over.
E4NRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Is this any better, Fred?
M7AVO, G4NRC, it's better, it's readable, there is an undercurrent of a low raspy noise though that I don't know where it's coming from, sounds like something motor booting to be old fashioned. M7AVO, G4NRC.
Yeah, Roger, G4NRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. It might be that I've got this little Yaesu FD70 plugged into the power as well, because the battery light just started flashing. I haven't used it for a short while. I've been using the Olinto, so I don't know why it went off and died. But I did have a bit of difficulty up in the hotspot, turning off the fusion on the hotspot earlier on, so that might be something to do with it. So I think I'll have to reflash it and get ready for, next week or whenever we resume. But answer to your question on the little quenching, really interesting little set. I have reflashed the firmware to 19, but I believe there is another flash to come out. The 20's just come out recently, so in the week. But yes, it's a very, very interesting little set. As I say, we change out 12, 13 pounds, delivered very, very quickly from AliExpress, 4 or 5 days it was here. I'm quite impressed with it so far, and if we do get a chance to meet up, I'll have a look at it and see what you think. Back to you, Greg, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4NRC. Okay, yeah, let's look forward to that. I saw some of the things about how it was able to do sideband and CW just with a reflash and thought this is going way beyond what any type of renewable engineer probably expected it to do. So it'll be interesting to see it in real life. Alright, Chris, Golf 4 Kilo, Victor India. Any finals from you, Chris, or any final questions from G4NRC, over? G4 KVI, Golf 4 Kilo Victor India, G4NRC, over. G4NRC, nothing further from Chris. So hopefully that's not equipment issues. We just didn't realise how the net worked. So I'll move on. Ian, Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-Ray, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC, G3ZHX. In the interest of releasing you as soon as possible, I will not say anything this time round other than thank you for running the net, thanks for Graham for streaming, plus that rather interesting inset a few months ago, and Christmas 73s to everybody, G3ZHX.
E3ZHX, G4NRC. Yeah, no problem. It is kind of nice that the basketball fixtures moved back, but it was at 5:30. It was, I'd be sweating by now, I wouldn't be getting there in time. It's a little bit better that's moved back by half an hour. So we're winning, and Daughter hasn't come dragging me away yet, so we're still winning. Anyway, 7-3 to you. Probably catch up with you next week on a semi-formal, maybe streamed, maybe not kind of net. But I'll see how it unfolds over the next week. And next to Colin, to Echo Zero Charlie Mike Sierra, for whom the advantages of the new license changes, if you choose to take them up, Colin, might be that you move all the way up to the top of the call-in list when the M8s and M9s become available for the 2 series to swap to. 2E0 CMS G4NRC.
Yeah, from 2E0 CMS. Yeah, I'm not really sure whether whether I fancy the move to another call sign after all the, sort of had cards printed and all the rest of it, and having to reprogram everything. Not that I can't do that fairly quickly, but it's I'm just used to the call sign now. I'll consider it when it happens anyway. Anyway, no, I've got nothing else to add from my end. So I wish everybody a Merry Christmas if we don't have a net next week, or I can't make it on. And say thanks for running the net 7.3s, and I'll pass it back to you, G4 NRC 2E0 CMS.
Two Echo Zero Charlie Mike Sierra G4 NRC. The thing we probably didn't discuss at the con was what the consequences of this would be on the membership database. Your call sign is pretty much the main key for how we find you. So there might be a lot of work to be done at some point. Anyway, some thanks. Have a good Christmas and I'll talk to you again. And we'll move down to Peter. We know that the sun's gone down, the temperature must have dropped in Aberdeen. GM1XEA, G4NRC, over.
GM1XEA, I think we've got plenty of cloud cover now to keep the blanket on us. Yeah. Anyway, I'll not hold you, Greg. 73 is to be in the group. Unlikely that I'll be around next week. I'll be no doubt dragged off with my other hobby. You haven't seen me for nearly a week because I had a shocking cold earlier in the week. So 73 is to everybody. If I don't see you next week, have a good Christmas and New Year. Preferably not too good a New Year so that you're still alive for work after it. And thanks, Greg, for the net. This is GM1XEA going clear.
GM1XEA, G4NRC. You could just stretch out a couple of seconds more. I just started sneezing as I handed it to you. So, yes, for those who are looking forward to the long holidays, hopefully you have a healthy holiday and don't have what I seem to get, which is the relaxation thing of, oh, there's no work, so I can be ill and have a cold or something useless. Anyway, thanks for coming on, Peter. I'll talk to you in the new year, and we'll keep moving to Mike India Zero, Whiskey Juliet Charlie, G4NRC, over.
Mike India Zero, Whiskey Juliet Charlie. Yes, thank you for the net, and wish everybody a happy Christmas. And hopefully get listening in again there. Thank you again for the net. 7-6.
G4NRC, yep, no problem. Hopefully you find it interesting, and please do come back. I'm now punctuating this between possible sneezes, so we'll go to Philip, who might give me a longish over so I can get over it. Mike India Zero, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4NRC, over.
G4NRC, Mike India Zero, Mike Sierra Oscar. Oh, well, I was only keep it very short. Although I hope you get a couple of sneezes on that. Yeah, if there is an absence formal or otherwise next week, and even though it after, I should be around. It would be good to catch up with a few people. Get chatting for a while to distract from the madness of Christmas. I'm not really a big Christmas person. It's just another day to me, but it's good to get a little time off work and get playing a little bit of radio. We have a couple of events coming up. We've one on Boxing Day and we're one on New Year's Eve, which keeps us busy. So not too big events, 5K. So hopefully great. You've stopped sneezing by now, and 7-3 to everybody on the net, and happy Christmas and all that. So don't get talking down ease before then.
Mike India Zero, Mike Sierra Oscar, G4NRC, perfectly timed. Okay, interesting, you got Nets and Boxing Day, New Year's Eve. But yeah, if you're around the next couple of weeks, certainly on Christmas Eve I'll be around. I can't make the same promise for New Year's Eve, So that is the one that's looking very like an informal get-together for those who want to come on. Okay, 7-3 to you, and final one on the net today, it's Golf 4 Kilo India Lima, G4 and RC.
G4 and RC, G4. Yeah, thanks very much. I'm just going to quickly D again. From the G4 file, just to come up on there, let me just turn that up there and see if I'm hearing myself. Well, I seem to be. So, oh no, I'll check. Drop down again. Anyway, I might be holding it. So this is coming via the FM link. This is with the AA tone on the RAYNET talk group number. You can probably hear echo on the back, and I've got my voice coming through. Okay, thanks for the net, Craig. That looks like something does work if I try hard enough. And it will work. Hopefully speak to you again next week, otherwise later on. Maybe during the week on HF as well. G4 and RC, G4K.
G4KIL, G4 and RC. Yes, your audio through the FM link was deeper in tone, slightly fuller maybe, still readable. And yeah, this is why we do the net, so you get the confidence in the system if you keep using it and it still works when you ask it to. So that's a good thing to do. In terms of nets this week, yes, no problems. I'm expecting for the HF net on Thursday. I have to work a small minor miracle for our West Cheshire Group net on Wednesday, which is going to be on APRS, which I've not figured out how to get the radio oddity to do properly yet. So I need to get a second radio woven into the system and have an APRS attempt. And that will complete our net schedule for the local group for the year. Right, with that, we will bring the net to a close, so I'll thank everybody for taking time out of your schedules to participate this afternoon. Be careful, have a good week, and next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours, we might start up at the formal net, we might be streamed, we might not. It's Christmas Eve. Believe in the magic of Christmas, we might all be helping Santa instead. So hopefully we'll run into some of you at 1600 next Sunday. But until then, 7-3s to all, I'll close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net and return 23531 on Pheonix and Brandmeister and 502331 on RAYNET-UK to being an open net rather than a directed net. 7-3s, this is Golf 4 November Romeo Charlie now closing and reverting to my normal call sign of Golf 0 Delta Uniform Bravo. Bye bye and